Hey, actually stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm gonna let you hear both of the amplifiers side by side, kind of just in series, not literally. You get the point. Hey friends, welcome to Andy's Audio Crap, where we talk about audio gear in all of its glory, mostly vintage stuff. But here recently, the price of some of the vintage gear, particularly Marantz, has just gone astronomical. It's just gone out of this world, and there's a reason. It's good stuff. It sounds good, it looks good, so on. You name it, it's that reason why the price is going up. And it's stupid. Like 2 years ago, you could buy one of these for 400 bucks, and now you're lucky to touch one for 800. Double in 2 years? It's ridiculous. So let's try and find a substitute. Let's just say you want the sound. You don't care about the looks. You just want that classic 70s sound. Can we find something that replicates that? Let's get into it. I am Marantz. I am the contender. I will win. Da, da, da. Oh. Hey, if you've already watched the Marantz portion of this series of videos, just skip ahead to like 7 minutes or so. Hopefully you're already familiar with Marantz. They have a long legacy of creating some of the most sought after, most desirable receivers and amplifiers. This in particular is a 2230. The 2230, they sold, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of these, but they used to be a dime a dozen. You could go out on any alley and find 2 or 3 of them. I'm being a little sarcastic, but 10 years ago these were next to worthless. Now these are just going through the roof. So why? Well, they sound absolutely killer good. In my pursuit to find something that can substitute in for this, I'm going to be looking at several different categories. This is my receiver stereo amp score sheet, and every amp that I compare to the Marantz is going to get a score sheet. The Marantz got a score sheet, and what we're going to look at on the score sheet is listening crap, input output rating crap, and value add crap. Now, let's go through the Marantz in particular. I gotta find it. There's a lot of them. I compared a lot of amps here, receivers. Top to bottom, this amplifier, as this one sits right now, would probably sell for $800 to $1,200 on eBay, depending on the day, depending on the buyer. It's Christmas time. God knows it's just going to go crazy. So that classic 70s sound is what you're going to get with one of these. You look at the controls, you only have a very limited amount of controls on this thing. You have a receiver, you have tone controls, which is low, medium, high, bass, mid, treble. You have phono in, aux in, and a couple of cassettes, I think. No, one cassette, and that's it. You got a pre-out, main in, things like that. It's really super basic, but it sounds absolutely phenomenal, and the looks, you can't deny it. The looks are great. Now, on the listening crap, because this is our benchmark and we want to be able to distinguish between this and other receivers that I'm going to review, it gets 5s all the way down. Total score 25. We're going to score inputs 10 each, and we're only looking at aux, CD, and phono. If it can do 4 ohms, it gets 20 points. Non-surround sound speaker outputs, so we're going to be doing some stereos that have surround sound. I just don't even care about the other outputs, only the main outs. Left-right channel leakage. This one's a little bit of an odd duck, but it's pretty easy to test. You unplug one channel from the input, unplug the speaker from the opposite, and or no, you plug in, oh no, wait, I got that wrong. You unplug one of the inputs, unplug the same speaker, no, the other one. Anyways, it's some mix of that, and if you can hear audio coming through, there's leakage. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the Marantz at a -10, which is the middle. Separation and stage, kind of a byproduct of a lot of things: dynamic range, leakage, just general ability of the stereo to replicate stereo sound. We're gonna again put Marantz right in the middle. It's gonna be a 10. So Marantz got a total input output or input total output thing. This crap score right here, it's got a 60. And then the value add crap is stuff like serviceability, which this one, we're gonna put it at the max. We're gonna say this is the max of serviceability. Everything from there on out is just going downhill, right? If you can match the serviceability of this, actually, just gonna use my own experience here, this thing is ridiculously serviceable. Build quality, we're gonna put this right in the middle. We're gonna say, hey, this is middle tier, and you're gonna see on some of these amps that they just went to the hilt to outdo themselves on things that you'll never ever see unless you're working on them. And then value, price. Now, the Marantz is gonna be lower on this scale, right? It's very expensive for what it is, for how many watts you're getting, and well, you'll see as you watch these videos, you'll see the faceplate option and just general attractiveness. Marantz, I put it at a 40 on both. There are better ones out there, and I'm looking at one of them right now. Hopefully you subscribe, because this is going to be a series. I don't know how long it's going to go on. I just keep finding stuff and buying it to review against the Marantz, and I found a couple so far that absolutely, it's debatable. I'm gonna really upset some Marantz fanboys. All right, let's look at what we're comparing to in this video. Trigger warning: if you're a Pioneer fan, you may not like this review. You can downgrade the video, whatever, if you don't agree with it. But side by side, I sit and listen to the Marantz, then the Pioneer, and then the Marantz again, and the Pioneer again, on all 5 songs that are on here. And honestly, the Pioneer is it's really dry. And the reason is that the tone controls are all neutralized in everything I'm listening to. Every listening session, I make sure that the tone controls are neutral. On the Marantz, just everything's set to the middle. On the Pioneer, the tone control defeat is off on, however you want to say it. They're defeated. And then kind of like our little characters here. The loudness controls are off on both. And so you really don't get that rich experience of dialing it in. Sure, you can take this Pioneer and you can make it sound like the Marantz, but why not just get the Marantz? Because by the time you actually buy the radio, the stereo, the tuner that goes with this, you're up to $1,000, $1,500 for a good set, and then the turntable that goes with it, and so on and so forth, the speakers that go with it. You could just go ape nuts on this side of things, and that's fine. They do look beautiful. They're a really, really good looking set. But as far as the way they sound, I'm just being honest, they're just kind of dry. They're not as interesting as the Marantz sound with everything set to neutral. Again, you can make this sound like the Marantz. So if you do like the look of this, go ahead and get one. Phono, CD, aux, obviously it doesn't have CD. It does have 2 aux, it does have 2 phono. 4 ohms, supports it. Non-surround sound speaker out. This does have 3 outs. You can't have all 3 on at once, though. Just a note. As far as left, right, and left leakage, this is horrible. If you crank the volume, the leakage is so bad it's at listening volume when you crank it. I've been in this one, I've recapped it, I've done all the maintenance on it. I've actually had several of these. The leakage is just bad. It's everything to do with the design. I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe there's some shielding that needs to be put into place somewhere, but it's pretty bad. As far as the separation and stage, it's not really good. It's just not the rich experience you get with this Marantz. And again, I've had several of these, 3 to be exact, and the 7100s as well, and the 8100, I believe. Yeah, they're all bad. They all leak as bad. Serviceability, absolutely right on par with the Marantz. Build quality, again, on par. Price and value, on par. The color options, visually attractive, on par. So really what it boils down to is the listening experience. In this particular amplifier, the listening experience isn't necessarily better than the Marantz. So we haven't found anything better yet. But wait until the next video. Now I'm going to go over some charts. The chart you're looking at right now is all 3 scores put on a stacked bar chart so you can compare across. You'll see that there are several other unnamed amplifiers on there, so you can see for sure we've found some that are worse and some that are better. As far as the overall listening experience, the value that you get, these 2 charts show you that. I've got price and then just an arbitrary score after listening to all of these that I put in that's between -5 and +5, and putting Marantz right in the middle. So you can see relative to all of these amps, which ones might be a good substitute for the Marantz. We made it to the end of the video. We'll get to listen to both the receivers, amp, whatever you want to call them, here in just a second. But before we do, I want to thank you for watching the entire video. Please like, if you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm going to do a lot of these videos. And then as well, if you could put a comment down there, I would really like to know what amps you would like to have tested against this Marantz. I'll do my best to see if I can get one. Needs to be pretty common. Nothing boutique, please. And as well, in the next listening session, the next part, I listen to these on a set of Scalas. Scalas are very hard to get bass out of. I don't put a subwoofer on mine, or I don't have a subwoofer setup in mine, and they're extremely revealing as far as stereo sound is concerned. So you may not be able to hear what I'm describing, but do listen and see if maybe you can pick it out. And if you can't, then, well, maybe you can't. Put a really good pair of headphones on, though, and see if you can.